Hello, Internet. So, yeah, I just read Saga, issue number 27. I'm a week behind. I'm also behind on my the other books I'm trying to read, but whatever. So, let's get to it, what I thought, and here we go. So, we start off, and Marco is in his drug induced hallucination, and we basically see him in this dream state where he's making love, having sex with Alana. And then it just proceeds to... It's interesting. Well, I guess I'll get to it, but I'll get around to it. But he basically just slips backwards in time in his memories, and he's remembering things in the past here. So you have this part where he's doing it with Alana, and she's pregnant at the time, and then yeah, she's asking him to do some things to him, and he's like, I can't do that because this one time when I was a kid, I beat the crap out of this little girl, but then he doesn't say what he did, and so you're left wondering, okay, well, did he kill her or did he not kill her? Because the way Alana's looking at him and the way he's responding is well, my dad said I might as well have the way he reacted. And then further along in the conversation, you see Alana morph into the doll that Hazel had a couple of issues ago, Plonk Clonk or whatever it's called. And then it gets really weird because you have I think it's his dad that died pops out of the stomach and says something about how he drove off his family and they're never coming back. But yeah, then the scene shifts to Prince Robot and Goose are looking at him, or him and Yuma, and they're like, okay, what the F is this? How do we get them back? Are they dying? What's going on here? And then Prince Robot has this skull with the bottle with the skull on it on his monitor, and Goose is there, and he's like, well, what are we gonna do? And then Prince Robot's like, well, let's just throw him out there, we don't need him. And Goose is like, what? You can't do that. And he also tells him that as much as what does he say? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's weird. Prince Robot gets all rough with them because I was like, oh, what the F? Because I like Goose. I was like when he's doing that, I was like, hey, what the F? He's like, let's see. I'm not frightened of you, but that guy scares the crap out of me, or scares the life out of me. He's talking about Marco, and then we're thrust into another memory of Marco's during the war, or when he was fighting. And then the scene plays out. It's pretty interesting, too, because you have this this panel where he's licensed wing dude, and I didn't think about it before, but when you look at it, you see that the horn people, I forgot which side's Wreath and which side's Landfall, but the horn people, they have swords and spells and magic and stuff, and then the wing people have guns and ships and technology. So I thought that was an interesting juxtaposition I hadn't noticed yet, as far as the two sides when they fight each other, the techniques and whatnot that they use against each other. But yeah, you've got that happening, and then stuff's just going down, and there's all these ships that are attacking them, and then his commander at the time is I've lost too many people, we're getting out of here. And he's well, he says something in his native language, I have no idea what it is, so, because it's not English. He says something, he points his staff, and then he just blows up a ship, but then we find out that it's actually a civilian ship, and he killed a civilian, and you see the close-up of this kid and his dad, and his dad is just blown up and dead, and he's oh, or you just see his face, and you can just see the regret, and just yeah, he's not happy. And you have this cool sequence where it goes through all these memories in a quick succession of back to when he was a kid. He's killing a robot or android, killing another wing person, and then it's cool because it has some scenes with him and Gwendolyn, so that was pretty cool. Where they see this building get blown up, and then they're kissing in one scene, and then he's punching some dude with Gwendolyn behind him, and then he gets a sword. I guess he's learning how to use magic, and then this other one where he's a kid and reading a comic book, and he's really angry, and there's this blood stain. I don't think it's a blood stain, it's just red, so really angry there. at the very end. But then we go back to Prince Robot and Goose, and they're looking at Marco, so it's like weird to like see him out of his dream state, and he's just looking like he's overdosed because he's like foaming at the mouth, his eyes rolled back in his head, and they're like really red and bloodshot. And Goose is like, oh, I think it's getting worse. And then Prince Robot's like, okay, let me try to contact the Surgeon General on my planet. And so he does that. But in like before, when he was talking to Goose about it, he's like, well, I don't really want to contact anybody from the kingdom because I'm supposed to be in a center getting better from my previous adventure when I was on Sextillion, and then I had to come back. And so he calls up the Surgeon General and like asks him how to get Yuma and Marco out of this drug-induced overdose that they're both on. And then the Surgeon General's like, well, dude, you could, or not you could, but he says that the blood of the androids, or television head people, whatever they're called. I forget, because like, I there's like a couple of, or not a couple episodes, but issues back, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Marco's mom said something about, or Gwendolyn, about like, what are they called, androids or something? I forgot. They like said something specific about like what they're called, but it's whatever. So it's like the Prince Robot people. And then also like in the Surgeon General's office, there's like this skeleton of like a monitor head person, and it has like a traditional skeleton of like a humanoid, but with like a skeleton on top. So that was interesting. But yeah, the doctor says, you know, our people, we have blood in us that's toxic to most lesser species. So it's like funny to say it like that. Like, you know, you don't usually. I'm guessing if it was Dango, since he is of like the lower class of the androids, he probably wouldn't have said it like that. But for him and like the prince to be all, oh, we're so much above all the other species and stuff, it's kind of interesting to see that. So he's like, you know, to the digestive systems of lesser species, our blood is toxic. And then Goose is like, huh, you don't. He's like, huh, you don't say. And so he like starts coming at him with the axe. And then next scene is Marco, and it's the flashback to the scene that he mentioned earlier of him and the girl and the incident. So that happens, and then you see what happens, like the aftermath. So he didn't actually kill her, but yeah, he did get pretty violent with her. So I was like, wow, that was, yeah. When you see like her face, it's like, oh man. But yeah, after that happens, you have a scene where they're speaking in their native tongue again, so I have no idea what they're saying. You can kind of get like an idea of like, you know, the mom apologizes, and then the dad's like, you know, Marco, I'm you know, disappointed you're gonna or I'm disappointed, and you know, I have to discipline you now. And then, like he says or Marco says something, I don't know what it is, and then his dad just proceeds to like takes Marco's shirt off and then starts to discipline him with a belt and his hand. So yeah, that happens, and then you have another series of memories while that's happening, since he's just like bouncing around chronologically in his past. Like he has this scene where, or not this like sequence. It's kind of cool because it like shows him when he surrenders to the wing people, but then like the next one under that is Alana and then his daughter. So that's like, I guess, the sequence of how he met Alana, and then Hazel came along. And then like the scenes of him while he's getting disciplined, it's like he's saying something, I don't know if it's Dankon, Donkon or something. I don't know what that means, but then I guess they go to say that it means thank you, I think. Because like he's also saying it in his sleep when you see him back on the ship, and he's finally come out of his comatose overdose state. So him and Yuma are both cool, or not, or like no longer overdosed at this point. And then oh yeah, because like Prince Robot, he's like, why does he keep saying that? And then Yuma's like, it's a blue for thank you. And then Prince Robot's like, yeah, well, you both owe me a bit more than that. Or a great deal more than that. Like you see a bandage on his hand, so Goose didn't like cut him too bad. He had like a giant axe, and like all its bandages is his hand, so clearly it wasn't, you know, overuse of force to get his blood to cure them. And then Prince Robot's all like, "Onward, Goose. Leave the druggies to their come down." And they just leave him. And then Yuma's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry that your first experience with the drug that you totally asked me for was like a nightmare and horrific." And he's like, "What are you talking about? It was perfect." And she's like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And he's like, "Well, I would never do it again, but I got exactly what I need, or what I was after for the first time in a long time. I feel like I understand my wife, and it's not just that. I think I finally understand myself again." And he's like, "I know what I have to do now." She's like, "What do you have to do?" "I'm going to find the men who hurt my family away from me, and I'm going to cut his effing head off." And that's the last page and the last line and the issue. So yeah, pretty good. Nice like Marco piece. Just, his like past, his memories, like what he's been through, some things that make him who he is. And like, he did in that last issue say that he had or was that the last issue? I think he said like he had a violent streak or something. So we got to find out. Well, he has like killed a lot of people, like apparently from his memories, because he's killing quite a few of the wing species people. So yeah. And then he did, beat up oh yeah, and then like the girl he beat up, he said something about she was, I think, a year younger than him. So that happened. So yeah. And then now he's back focused to what he needs to do or not, I guess not what he needs to do, but how to get back to Alana and Hazel. So, or but knowing Alana, it's like she could just like save herself. So, well, or like yeah, like her and like Marco's mom. Like Marco's mom is crazy, so it's like we'll see if they're still in any type of danger by the time that they catch up to him. Because Marco's mom is like so gung ho about like everything. It's like she's not just like some old lady that's like, "Oh yeah, don't know how to get out of this one." And it's like, no, she will F you up. So yeah. But yeah, that's it for issue 20. Was that 27? Yeah, issue 27. Alright, so that's my thoughts. I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'm trying to read, or not read, but like get caught up on like all the stuff that I was reading on my pull list, and then just do like a bunch of, the current issues of those, but I'm really far behind, so we'll see if I can. My goal is to try to get it done before the end of the month. We'll see if I can. So that's my goal. No promises. And yeah, if you see me post one before then hopefully I can just have more than one of those, and just like have a streak of them, and then be all cut up before Secret Wars, because I'm reading mostly Marvel stuff anyway. So, and yeah, so that's it for the video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends, or not. That's cool too. And until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm now signing off.